I'm joined by litigation attorney and editor of This Day Lawyer, Mrs. Onikepo Brathwaite, my panel contributor who will be delving into and dissecting the legal ramifications currently facing Harvey Weinstein. Thank you for joining us today, Mrs. Brathwaite. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Now, this is quite a scary case that we're looking at here. Let's first start with, let's break it down for the layman that's listening, because not many people are aware of the discrepancies in the different terminologies, particularly as it pertains to the legal environment. So what exactly is sexual harassment?
Well, sexual harassment, you know, it's defined in different ways in different jurisdictions, but let's use the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission definition, which is that it is unwelcome sexual advances, requests, lewd talk, you know, asking for sexual favors, touching, could be rape, it could be physical as well, it could be non-physical. But, you know, the key issue or the key fact is that it's unwelcome, it's unwanted, and you know, maybe in a work environment where the abuser or the harasser, you know, uses the, you know, says if you do not agree to my advances, you don't get the job, or you know, if you are already working in the organization, they may say, oh, we're going to transfer you to some unattractive place or whatever it is if you don't play ball. You know, so it's a lot of things. But basically, rape also is sexual harassment, but sexual harassment is not always rape.
I see.
It could be non-physical.
So in terms of the jurisdiction, because from what I understand, depending on where you are, the crime or the punishment rather can vary. So with Harvey Weinstein being in America, what sort of penalty might he be looking at if convicted? Well,
there are quite a few accusations against him. So some are misdemeanors, which are not as serious. So he could get fines, he could get, you know, imprisonment, but not long, maybe a year, months, or whatever it is. But I mean, there are two allegations, I believe, of rape accusations, of rape against him.
So Rose McGowan has actually come out to state that he raped her previously. So she's alleged this, and she went on Twitter, on social media, to actually link tweets to previous articles and say maybe now the world will convict him as a rapist. But Twitter has actually shut down her social media account. What is going on there?
I don't know, because I think that, you know, she was allegedly took $100,000 settlement.
Out of court,
yes. So who knows whether, you know, taking a settlement is also sort of like a gag order, and you're not supposed to come out and, you know, say since you've been settled. You know, I don't know what's going on there. But I mean, with allegations of rape, he could get up to 25 if they prove him, 25 years imprisonment.
This is a Hollywood great. This is the man that produced the Scary Movie franchise. He produced the Django Unchained, as we saw. I mean, this is a man that we know for so many great movies that we've watched in our childhood, in our adolescence, in our adult years. And now we're looking at a possible prison term of up to 25 years. Wow.
Yes.
And this is somebody who is also supports women empowerment. I mean, I believe he donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to Hillary Clinton's campaign, as well as other female empowerment organizations. Why would you think that a man of his capacity, of his scope, would openly support female advocacy groups and campaigns whilst doing this, allegedly doing these sorts of misdemeanors behind closed doors?
Because he's a hypocrite. And, you know, he's in a position of power, or you know, so why not? And these are pretty upcoming actresses, so why not, you know, have a good time? Doesn't mean that he doesn't believe in female empowerment or whatever it is, you know, but, you know, it's a very common occurrence, you know, not even just in the film industry, because you have issues with Bill Cosby, there's so, you know, coming out, different stories coming out. You have DSK, Strauss-Kahn, the IMF guy, you know, so you even have the allegations against honorable members that went to America for some thing or the other and were alleged to be groping the girls or
Well,
whatever.
definitely, but I do want us to focus and stay on track with Harvey Weinstein here, because this is a huge story and it's one that continuously develops. You know, we're seeing and hearing of allegations from not only women.
Yeah.
It was one woman that came out initially, and then that caused a domino effect of sorts. Currently, we're looking at 32 women and counting, but we're also hearing allegations from men. So the primary character in Dawson's Creek, you've also got Terry Crews, who says that a high-profile man of celebrity stature groped him at an industry event. And he's come out to state these allegations during a time at which everybody, the world, is focused on Weinstein, making us all sort of think that perhaps he's alluding to him. What exactly is it about Hollywood that allegedly brings the creeps out?
No, I just think, I mean, well, the world has become very permissive. So, I mean, and maybe when you get to a particular point in your life or whatever it is, you do things for kicks, you know, who knows whether he's bisexual or who knows whether he just decided, you know, why not? Who knows? You know, but, you know, maybe he's a megalomaniac, you know? I don't know. I don't know what
it was that decided to spur him on. I mean, this is it's not an action that he carried out singularly. This is an action that has been carried out. The modus operandi has been refined over decades to the point that it's now become honeypotting of sorts.
In fact, the issue he had with, I think it was Gwyneth Paltrow, and she was about 22 or so.
We'll talk about Gwyneth Paltrow after the break, but let's focus on the celebrity tweets, the reactions, the responses to what people have said. So we can see that on screen now. Hollywood is responding harshly to Harvey Weinstein's accusations. You've got Jessica Chastain saying that she was warned from the very beginning. You know, Mark Ruffalo saying that, to be clear, what Harvey Weinstein did was a disgusting abuse of power. And he's actually one of the only males that came out in support of these females, which leads us to the topic of why did it take so long for men like Mark Ruffalo and George Clooney and even Ben Affleck and Matt Damon to come out and condemn what Harvey Weinstein did, just because they're friends of the house? Why, if men do not support women in these dire circumstances, will things ever really change?
Well, things are changing now, as we can see, you know, but I think, you know, probably the fear of Harvey Weinstein was the beginning of wisdom in the industry, because he was so powerful. Absolutely. So whether you are a successful actor or whoever you are, you know what I mean, you know, you probably would feel some form of, you know, fear to come out and, you know, stand up and be identified.
Definitely. And if we would look at it, if we take it to the base level, you know, just if a commonplace man or woman who has been sexually harassed, it takes guts to come out and lend your voice and say, this is what happened to me.
Even in America, the courts, they recognize the fact that a lot of people are scared to come out and say, this is what has happened. They don't want to lose their jobs. Even the men, the actors that you're talking about, yes, they may be big, but maybe a word from Harvey will stop them getting jobs. You know, he'll call another producer somewhere else or another studio or whatever it is, and may ruin their careers. So, you know, but now that, you know, I think things are changing now. We see with all these revelations, there's also the Amazon guy who also has issues right now. So.
Wow, this is hard-hitting stuff, but we are running out of time, so we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll discuss all of the accusers in detail and see exactly what it is they're saying.
Okay.
Time now for a short break on The Morning Show, but stay tuned as we're staying with the Weinstein case. Don't go away.